Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. We will chant Om once together. Synchronize the chanting of Om with your exhalation. Breathe in. Sahana bhavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu mavit vishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently open your eyes. We'll chant from verses 6 to 10 of chapter 3. Karmendriyani sanyamya,
Karmendriyani sanyamya,
ya aste manasa smaran,
ya aste manasa smaran,
indriyartan vimudhatma,
indriyartan vimudhatma,
mithyachara sa uchyate,
mithyachara sa uchyate,
yastvindriyani manasa,
yastvindriyani manasa,
Niyam yarabhaterjuna,
Niyam yarabhaterjuna,
karmendriyai karma yogam,
Karmendriyai karma yogam,
asakta savishishyate,
asakta savishishyate,
niyatam kuru karmatvam,
niyatam kuru karmatvam,
karmajyayo hyakarmanaha,
karmajayo hyakarmanaha,
sharirayatra pichate,
sharirayatra pichate,
na prasidhyeda karmanaha,
na prasiddhyeda karmanaha,
yajñarthat karmanonyatra,
yajñartat karmanonyatra,
lokoyam karma bandhanaha,
lokoyam karma bandhanaha,
tadartham karma kaunteya,
tadartham karma kaunteya,
mukta sangha samachara,
mukta sangha samachara,
saha yajñā praja srishtva,
saha yajñā praja srishtva,
purovacha प्रजापतिः
पुरोवाच प्रजापतिः
अनेन प्रसविष्यद्वम्
अनेन प्रसविष्यद्वम्
येषवोऽस्त्विष्टकामधुक्
येषवोऽस्त्विष्टकामधुक्
Hari Om, and a very good day to all of you. So in the last session, we have been seeing a few dimensions of this word niyatam, which actually qualifies karma, action. Now, what is interesting is the word karma means action at the grossest level, but it also means the impressions at the subtlest level, the psychic impressions or the scars which you create, which get created when you experience life and when you react. It is something like this. If you take any hard disk or any instrument which can store data, now when it is stored in that particular object, you cannot actually see it. Supposing someone were to give you a hard disk and they just ask you, is this hard disk full or is it empty? Now, will you be able to give an answer? You will not be able to. So, if you want to find out whether the hard disk is full or whether it is empty, what do you need to do? What will you do? You will connect it to a PC and you will open up the hard disk and you will see whether there are any files there, what kinds of files. Some files could be video files, audio files, so many things may be there. So after that only you will be able to give your opinion whether this is full or whether this is empty, or how full is it, how empty is it. All that you will be able to give only when you open it and see it. Now, when you open a file from the hard disk, it is a gross manifestation of the file which was stored earlier. You didn't know that it existed till you saw its manifested form, which is what the PC helps you in finding out. Now, your personality is also like that. The karmas, that is the impressions which are there deep within you, they manifest as thoughts, emotions and actions. See, people use the word karma in a very loose way, Now, there are so many dimensions to it. Now, this is a great opportunity in this chapter for us to investigate, for us to explore and understand the word karma from its roots. absorb the principle of karma from its entirety. So there are so many files within you, just like a hard disk can be loaded with a lot of files. But you don't know that you have all those files. Only when they manifest as thoughts, emotions and action, you will know that, yes, these kinds of karmas are stored within me. See, it is very interesting. A person, let us say, is a singer. Now, that person does the action of singing when he is awake. And he's got the emotion of singing. Behind the action is the mind, the emotion. And behind the emotion is the thought of singing. All these are clearly seen. But now, when the same person goes to sleep in the night, we are talking of deep sleep. That is when he enters the phase of sleep where there are no dreams. That is called Sushupti Avastha in the Sanskritam language. Sushupti Avastha means dream state of, deep sleep state of consciousness. Dream is called Swapna. Now when he enters deep sleep, now what happens to these thoughts, emotions and actions? Here in this example, we will take the singing aspect. So he had a thought of singing, he had the desire to sing and he performed the action of singing. But when he goes to sleep, now what happens to this energy of action, desire, emotion and the thought of singing? Does it disappear? It cannot, because next day when he wakes up, again the same thought of singing comes, the same emotion, and he sings because he is a singer. So when he is awake, we can see a certain manifestation in the form of thoughts, emotions and actions. Now, when he is asleep, we don't see any manifestation. There seems to be nothing. But again when he wakes up, we see the same pattern of thoughts, emotions and actions manifesting. So what is the logical explanation to this? The only logical explanation is, when he was in deep sleep, these thoughts, emotions and actions were existing, but in the seed form. That seed form is also called karma. There is another word for it, vasana. There are many words, samskaras they say. When the context comes, I will use those words also, which will be useful in understanding the different dimensions of that aspect of your personality. But as of now, you should understand the word karma from its depth. So when we say karma means action, that is at one level. But if you go really deep, he is talking of the physical action, which is the manifestation, the emotional action, that is also karma only. At the thought level, a thought is karma. That is also subtle karma. But all these are manifestations. When the person goes to sleep, where is all this? It is in the seed form. That is also called karma. Now, when he says niyatam karma, now he is referring to the manifested portion here. See, whenever a master is asking you to do sadhana, any kind of sadhana, that will always be at the manifested stage only. You cannot do sadhana when you are asleep. When you are awake, which means your seeds have manifested, now you can do the various sadhanas. Whether it is Yoga Sankirtan, whether it is any kind of, here he is asking you to do the sadhana of Niyatam. Niyatam karma. Niyatam kuru karmatvam, he says. So what is the meaning of this? As of now, we will take these four aspects. One is the physical action. I am combining physical action, that is the outward action, and the speech also. That is at the physical level. So you have the physical action, then you have the emotional action, then action at the thought level, and then you have the seed. All these four are different stages of karma manifesting. At the right side, you have the karma at the unmanifest stage. On this extreme, you have the karma at the last stage of manifestation, which is the physical manifestation. In between, you have at the emotional level and thought level, which is in the middle. The manifestation is not yet complete. So when he says do, when he uses the word kuru, that is a very significant word. When he says do niyatam karma, the moment he uses the word kuru, kuru means performing something, doing something. You cannot do anything when you are asleep, when you are in deep sleep. Consciously you cannot do. Don't tell me about the physiological functions which are happening on their own and all that. The brain is functioning. All that is not under your control, or you are not even aware of all that. We have to see, the moment we talk of sadhana, awareness is an essential aspect. When you do something without awareness, then it is no longer a sadhana. It's not going to uplift your consciousness. So, the four aspects of karma are there: unmanifest stage, then thought level, emotion level, action level. When it comes to the unmanifest stage, this word kuru will not fit in, because the very meaning of sushupti avastha means you have completely gone into a state of sleep, no action. That is the meaning of deep sleep. Now you may ask me, sir, what about dream? There at least some partial manifestation is there, but there also your control is very limited. You don't actually have any big control. There are some ways by which you can actually purify yourself in the dream also, but those sadhanas are applicable only at a very advanced stage. First, in the waking state, you need to do a lot of sadhana and come to a certain level. After that, the subtler sadhanas can be introduced. So, this niyatam karma is not directly applicable at the fourth stage. So, where can you apply this niyatam karma? At the thought level, at the emotion level, and at the action level. And when you keep on applying this principle of niyatam to karma, here what I mean by karma is the manifested portion, thought, emotion, action. So when you keep on applying this principle of niyatam to karma, that is manifested portion, you will start purifying your actions, emotions and thoughts. So when they go back to their seed form, to their unmanifest form, you will be indirectly influencing the unmanifested aspect of your karma. And when you apply the higher principles of Niyatam, when you start doing karma yoga in its purest form, then you not only purify yourself, you also start exhausting whatever seeds are there within you through the manifestation. You don't add anything further to that. So over a period of time, when you keep practicing this Niyatam karma, which means applying the principle of Niyatam to the manifested aspect of karma, slowly, the unmanifest aspect within you, which is the seed of your personality, the various seeds, the various impressions which you've stored, will all get purified. They'll become very positive, and they will also start getting exhausted. Now, why is this exhaustion so important? Now, when you are loaded with a lot of seeds, lot of impressions. I'm using the word impressions or seeds rather than karma here because you have the unmanifested form and you have the manifested form. So you may get confused. That's why. So the moment I use the word impressions, understand it as the unmanifest aspect of karma. So when you're loaded with a lot of impressions, now that creates a layer of ignorance. What the yogis call as avidya. Avidya means ignorance. Your whole personality gets covered. What is it that gets covered? The infinite divine aspect within you gets covered, as it were, by this avidya, by this ignorance. Deep within you, you are that supreme infinite being. But when that light of the infinite is covered by these various impressions, you get disconnected from the infinite. Rather, your entire lifetime goes away just in dabbling with the manifested aspect of karma. See, most people are not aware of all this. Their karmas, the unmanifest aspect just keeps manifesting, and they go on acting without any awareness. They go on feeling, they go on thinking so many negative things, and they keep adding to the stock of their karmas. So they are increasing the covering. So supposing you have a bright light, and on top of it you go on covering it with blankets. One blanket, the light will get dimmed. Second blanket, it will get more dimmed. Now if you keep on stacking the blankets on top of the light on all sides, what will happen? After a while it will become pitch dark. It is not that the light is not there, but the quantity of the covering has become very much, very high. So today, when you look at your imperfections, you may wonder, how is this all possible? Why is Yogishri saying you are the infinite, you are God and all that? You are divine. All the great yogis have kept saying the same thing. That divinity is within you and you are that. So your question would be, if I am that, then why am I not experiencing it? It is like asking, if there is light in this room, then why am I not experiencing it? It is pitch dark because that light has been covered. And what is covering the light of infinite consciousness within you? It is the karmas, the unmanifest aspect of what we are calling as karmas. Now, how do you deal with them? When they are in the unmanifest stage, you cannot do anything. So, all the different sadhanas have been given when they manifest. Now, what is interesting is, even when you do the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana every day, now you would have observed that many thoughts, emotions start manifesting. From where are all of them coming? Under normal circumstances, they are not there. But you sit and you think, okay, now today I'm going to do Yoga Sankirtan sadhana and I'm going to get connected to the infinite. So all these lofty ideals you set for yourself and you play the Yoga Sankirtan and you sit like a yogi externally. Sit like a yogi. Now let me think of the infinite. Accept the infinite. All kinds of thoughts. First it will start with what happened just 1 hour before. What happened the previous day. If some incident had affected you, the emotion will just come out. It may be anger, it may be fear. It could be any emotion. And once those are removed, then some other incident which may have happened 5 years back, now that will start manifesting. Now, from where are all these coming? They are all there, stored within you. That is what is called the karma, the covering. So the aim of the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana is to remove all these coverings one by one, gradually. See, if all the coverings are removed at one go, you will not be able to bear the force of that manifestation. You will actually get frightened. That is why the sadhana is designed to gradually remove those coverings. So what should you do when those thoughts, emotions, memories, all these things start coming out? Nothing. Just focus on the deep breathing and keep going with the flow of the energy. When those things are happening, it means the energy is working very well. But if you forcefully try to meditate there, then it will not work. If you forcefully try to concentrate, let me now concentrate, Niyatam, oh, come on, let me do it. Actually, when you resist like that, now on one hand, the energy is trying to clean up all the karmas by bringing it out. See, instead of coming to the physical level, the sadhana is designed to exhaust these karmas at the thought and emotional level itself. Even when you attend the empowerment programs, so much of healing is being done. Right up to the karmic level, the energy is being sent. So that is why you will find that after the empowerment is over, you will feel very light and your life starts changing for the better, because many coverings are completely removed. So when he says Niyatam karma, do, kuru is another important word there. Kuru means do. Do means consciously, with awareness. It is at the manifested stage. The higher Niyatam karma is meditation. But you don't start with that. See, straight away you cannot sit and meditate like a yogi. You'll have to prepare yourself. That's why even though in the Yoga Sankirtan material, they are all called dhyanas. I try to avoid the word meditation, or whenever the word meditation is given, I always say, do the Yoga Sankirtan meditation sadhana. When you use the word sadhana, then you get more humbled and you start purifying yourself. Because real meditation can be done only at an advanced level by a yogi, which is total silence. Now, if you forcefully try to enter that state of silence, it will not work because of these karmas. See, anything else you can force, but silence, how can you force? Even at the physical level, you can forcefully do so many actions, but can you forcefully sleep? Sometimes, when children are not feeling sleepy, they'll be very playful in the bed. In the night only they'll become very active. Babies. So some of the parents get very worked up because they have a time schedule. The baby has to sleep. Come on, sleep. And they try to play calm, there is the light music, and they dim the lights, all these things they do. But the baby is just smiling, laughing, fully awake, And then I know some parents, what they do is, they try to forcefully close the eyelids of the baby, and they keep their palms on the eyes of the baby for a while. And the funniest part is the moment they take their palms away, again the baby opens, You cannot forcefully make a person sleep. Can you sleep forcefully? When it comes to other activities, you can force yourself to do anything. But when it comes to relaxing, when it comes to resting, when it comes to sleep, these things cannot be done forcefully. They will happen automatically. Similarly, meditation also is a very natural process. You keep on purifying yourself of these karmas, you will naturally start becoming more and more meditative. So that's why I keep saying, don't try to emulate a yogi. Don't try to copy a yogi. Maximum you will be able to copy the physical posture. But internally, how can you copy? It's not possible at all. So, when he is giving this principle of niyatam karma, by using that word kuru, now there is so much of depth added. Now you can understand. See, once you understand the 4 stages of karma, unmanifest, thought level, emotion level, at the physical level. Now do the niyatam karma, means purify the manifested aspects. Purify all your actions, emotions and thoughts over a period of time. It cannot happen overnight. As Ramatita says, you cannot become a Buddha overnight like that. You'll have to gradually purify yourself. So do the niyatam karma means apply this principle at the manifested level so that all the unmanifested karmas will slowly get purified and get wiped off. All the ignorance will go away. And when the covering of ignorance keeps going away, then the light which is under it will start shining forth. The divinity within you will start shining. That is what in technical terms they call as tejas. Tejas means spiritual brilliance. When you see any yogi, his eyes are glowing. It will be glowing. The very personality will be glowing. Why? It's not that he does put some makeup on. That is an all artificial glow. Because sometimes some ads come, how to, bring the glow in your face. Apply this cream. That is an all at the external level. Actually they are not truly bringing the glow. They are covering up all the, whatever insufficiencies, and they are creating an artificial smoothness and glow. That is why it is called make-up. It's something which has been made up, something which is not there. But here we are talking about the true spiritual brilliance shining forth. So that will start happening from within you. Before every session we chant the invocation, no? Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahi. Or I'm not going through the full thing, but that portion. Tejasvina Vaditamastu. Let us shine with that spiritual brilliance. Let the spiritual brilliance be brought out from within. See, whenever we are doing any sadhana, why that invocation is chanted, it's a very positive suggestion which is being given to the deeper mind to say that this is my goal. I am embarking on this sacred sadhana, whether you are attending these Sunday sessions or whether it is empowerment sessions, whatever it is, any kind of sadhana which you're doing, the goal is to bring out that tejas, not by forcefully pulling out the light from within, but by removing the covering. That is what is the meaning of Niyatam Kuru Karma. See, he has put it in a poetic way. I've told you this, in Sanskritam language you can put it in any order. The actual order is Niyatam Karma Tvam Kuru. So Tvam Kuru Niyatam Karma. That is what is the correct order. But he has deliberately put it as Niyatam Kuru Karma. He has sandwiched the word Kuru between Niyatam and Karma, because in that lies the secret. The moment he puts it as Kuru, now we are talking of doing something. There is the consciousness, there is the awareness, and the moment there is awareness, it can be done when you are awake. There, when you apply the yogic approach, the entire wisdom is revealed to you. The 4 aspects of karma. One aspect is unmanifest when you are asleep. The other 3 aspects are when you are awake. So every minute of your waking state should be utilized to practice this Niyatam Karma. And when you keep on doing that, what will happen? Your unconscious state, your unmanifest state will start getting purified, and all the ignorance will start going away. The light will start shining forth from within. Because what is deep within that ignorance is the light of wisdom, the supreme reality. So when that starts manifesting, that's what we call as tejas, spiritual brilliance. In many of the Nididhyasana meditations, in the end, it is said, no, I am Swayam Prakashit, self-illuminating. Because that illumination is there within you. All the knowledge, all the wisdom which is being given to you externally is all meant to remove that covering. And when that coverings are removed, automatically the spiritual brilliance, the illumination which is there within will start manifesting. That is the power of this initial portion of this verse. Niyatam Kuru Karma. Tvam. Tvam means you. You alone can do it. It's a direct message to you. We generally try to delegate our efforts to the Guru or God. See, to delegate the efforts to God becomes difficult because you have no contact. So best is a Guru is in front of you. Sir, you only have to do everything. You only have to take care of my life, they say. It is you who can take care of your life. Who is saying this? No less than Sakshat Lord Krishna himself. Later on, he'll be saying, Uddaret atmanatmanam. Let a person raise himself or herself by himself. All the help can be given, all the guidance can be given, but you alone have the power to raise yourself. And when you don't use that power, then any amount of help given from external sources will not work. How many people came in contact with Lord Krishna, who was an avatar? Out of all those people, how many got realized? You can probably count. Whenever a master comes, how many people come in contact with that master? We are talking of a master who is known. There are so many masters who have come and gone unknown to the world and who have done the seva, the healing to humanity silently, and they've gone. When we think of that, that is so inspiring, But those masters who became known, now how many people come in contact with them? Do all of them get immediately enlightened? No. Most of the people, when they come in contact with the master, they try to delegate their efforts to the master. When the master says, find out what it is that you want. Oh, I am not able to find out. You tell me what I want. How can any master interfere and tell a student what he or she wants? That's karmic interference, no? A master will never decide for the student. He will give the clarity and say, you decide. Oh, why don't you clearly tell me? You decide and tell me what I should do. That is what Arjuna is asking Krishna. If you see in this chapter, the question itself is faulty because he wants to put the onus on Lord Krishna and he is wanting Lord Krishna to decide for him. But Krishna being an avatar, he is not going to decide for Arjuna. In the next chapter also, Arjuna will ask the same question in a different way. In the next chapter, many chapters he will ask. And behind all those questions will be this weakness of the human mind to delegate one's efforts. That is why here he is very strongly saying, Tvam Kuru. We've been focusing on the Niyatam Karma, no? Now, you also have to understand the power of the other two words, Kuru and Tvam. Kuru means working at the conscious level, that is, working at the manifestations of karma and influencing the unmanifested aspect. And who is going to do that? Tvam, you. No guru will do it for you. No guru can do it for you. A guru can cook food and give you, but you have to eat it. So eating also you yourself do. How is that possible? No God will do it for you. You've been given the choice of action. You have to take the responsibility for your life. It is well within your reach whether you want to utilize this birth to just keep adding on to the karmas. Here, what we mean by karmas is the ignorance. Or you want to purify yourself and bring out the tejas, the light from within. That is up to you. A human being alone has this capacity. So whether you want to waste this opportunity or whether you want to utilize it to the maximum possible extent, it is you who needs to decide. See, that's why when we have these empowerment programs, I have tried to make it as tough as possible because already there is a lot of spoon feeding. These empowerments which you are receiving, like for example right now, the Finding Rhythm in Life is going on. the first part is over, you would have found that every day there are multiple empowerments being given. It's just going on elevating you. So it's very, very powerful. But these things were not given so easily. The masters actually put the students to a lot of test. And the students have to work very hard for that. But for some reason it is being given, it is being exposed. Certain things are being exposed. But even there, if everything is given at a very convenient time, people want, see, the moment these are given, nobody understands the value. They're saying, oh, 22 days, why can't it be 7 days? Or every day morning time is it? Or 2.5 hours is it? Can that be reduced? Okay, instead of December, can it be kept at some other month? So people ask. Why? Because they want it at their convenience. Now you will have to learn to come out of your comfort zone. Your karmas will try to pull you away from these empowerments by convincing you and giving you some reason or other. It may tell you, oh, December is a very busy month. So much of work is there. It may tell you, oh, I have a lot of family responsibilities. I have this, I have something or other. Now, that is a test which is being given by God. Sometimes a thought can come, oh, I am not able to practice whatever Yogishri is giving. Therefore, let me avoid it. That's ignorance coming in another form and fooling your own mind. See this, the covering, avidya, is so deadly. It can come in so many forms. Sometimes it can come in a very noble form. It can mimic sattva. Some people say, what is the use of attending these empowerments? I am not able to practice it fully. If you are already able to practice it fully, you don't require an empowerment. No. There is no logic actually in that. So the karmas actually don't want to go away, and they keep fooling you, fooling your mind, and they don't allow you to do the sacred sadhana, niyatam karma. Niyatam karma means starting at action level, speech level, emotion level, thought level, right up to meditation sadhana. So the meditation sadhana alone is so subtle. There it should be more of surrender, and the Guru's guidance is required because it's a very unknown area. The other things you will have to put in a lot of effort. That's why Tvam Kuru. You alone can do it. You take the help of the Guru Shakti. You take the blessings of the higher. But who is going to do it? Who is going to actually get into action? It is you and you alone. Let's be very clear about it. So, niyatam kuru karmatvam. So, what are the dimensions of niyatam which we saw? Niyatam means inevitable, assigned, certainly it will happen. All those things we were seeing, disciplined, being restrained. And then last week, doing something in a very concentrated way, not in a distracted way. And then one more dimension was given to you, doing something in a very devoted way. Whenever you do any action with devotion, it is the higher niyatam principle. See, when you concentrate and do something, that is also niyatam only. But a person can concentrate and do a negative action also, no? In a very concentrated way, a person can rob a bank. Then does it mean he has done niyatam karma and he has now become a great yogi? No. Why? Because That's why he is using the word niyatam, which means concentration on one hand, which also means devotion on the other hand. There is a spiritual touch. There is a divine flavor to it. Without that, you may be worldly successful, but you will not really bring out the tejas from within. So, concentration is the lower aspect of niyatam. Devotion is the higher aspect of niyatam. So, you start off by developing more and more concentration. How do you practice this? Whatever activities you're doing today on a day-to-day basis, try to apply your mind fully and do. Now again, I'm cautioning you, when you try to do this, you will find that the mind is getting distracted here and there. Immediately you should not get bogged down. Oh my God, what is this? My mind is so distracted. It was always distracted. Earlier you were not aware of it. Now your awareness is increased. That's all. So you should not get disheartened when you see a lot of negativities within you. Actually, you should feel very happy. Earlier I didn't know all this dirt was there within me. Now let me start cleaning it. The moment you do it like that, that will uplift you. So start off with small activities, like you're waking up, you're brushing your teeth, you're having a bath, you're having food. In those areas, make your experience very intense. See, again, intensely experiencing doesn't mean you become very slow in doing that. Some people again misunderstand that. See, a tamasic mind always misunderstands this philosophy. For the whole day, what are you doing? You're only having a bath for many hours. Why? Sir, I'm intensely concentrating. Niyatam karma. No, please don't do all that. You will get into problems. We are not talking about the speed of activity. We are talking about the intensity, even if it is done just for 30 seconds or 1 minute. Supposing you're taking a glass of water and drinking, you're just taking a few sips. It will be for a few seconds, but that you can do it with full concentration. So let not your practice of niyatam karma make you a slow person. Remember that. That is another block or an impediment which will come when you try to practice this. Before it manifests, I am cautioning you so that you are aware of it. Some people, in the name of practicing concentration, they make their whole life disproportionate by focusing on one activity which may, and by neglecting other activities. They say, I'm concentrating there. No. That's why he is not saying which type of activity. He is not qualified, he has not defined the word karma. Rather, he is only qualifying it. Any karma which you do, all your karmas. That's why I have already given you 2 types of karmas are there. Niyatam karma is of 2 types. Nitya karma and naimittika karma. Nitya karma means daily routine duties, activities. Naimittika karma means occasional special duties. So you will have to apply this niyatam karma in the right way and create a balance in your life. So when you're eating, eat. When you're having a bath, have a bath. Now you may say, what is the big philosophy? So when you're eating, you eat. It's the highest philosophy. Because when you're eating, your mind is thinking of something else. When you're having a bath, again, mind is going somewhere else. You're not fully present there. So just try to gather yourself. Do it without any strain. That is very important. Don't try to become a yogi. Today itself I want to master this and I want to become. The more you do like that, the mind will start running helter-skelter, because the mind never likes force. So with an understanding, with awareness, gently practice this niyatam karma in your life. And when you start doing that, you will find that your whole life becomes so wonderful. So first is that concentration. And remember, you cannot concentrate beyond your level. So side by side, when you keep doing your daily personal sadhana, the yoga sankirtan sadhana, and the other sadhanas, empowerment materials also have been given to you. So all that when you do, it will help you in practicing this niyatam karma when you are performing other activities. So first you practice this concentration. Again, do it very gently and keep purifying yourself by doing the yoga sankirtan sadhana, which will increase your concentration powers gradually. Now, there is another dimension of niyatam. That is, niyatam means being steady, steadily doing something. So one is doing one action with concentration. Now the moment we see this dimension of steadiness, now what does it mean? It is not in one action. Everything which you do keep on at it in a steady way, consistently. That is very important. Otherwise, one day, sir, today when I brush my teeth, it was niyatam karma. Now that's it. I'm so happy. Now let me relax. Let me just go and sleep. It's not like that. You will have to practice this with respect to unit actions. And not only that, not just one action, but all your activities. Anything which you do, when you bring in this dimension of doing it in a steady way, in a consistent way, you will be able to achieve your goals. You will be able to achieve your material goals. You will also be able to achieve your spiritual goals, because it is not one action that will purify you. When you keep on repeating this niyatam karma at every opportunity, then slowly that cumulative effect will transform you. The cumulative effect is a very key principle in life. When you do one action, that may not have any effect. But when you repeat that same action many times, now that will have a tremendous effect. That is this dimension, being steady. See, once somebody asked Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was a great martial artist, no? So someone asked him, are you afraid of any opponent? Afraid means here, whom do you think is a very dangerous opponent? To which Bruce Lee gave a very interesting answer. He said, when a person has practiced 1,000 techniques, I don't consider him as dangerous. I am not afraid of him. I'm afraid here means I'm not cautious of him. I'll be able to easily defeat him. Who is a very dangerous opponent? Not a person who has practiced 1,000 techniques. He says one who has practiced one technique 1,000 times. That person is a very dangerous opponent for me. Very, very interesting. A person has learned 1,000 techniques, this style, that masha, this with kind of punch, that's all. Let all that be. I can easily defeat him, he says. But if someone has practiced any one technique 1,000 times, 1,000 is just a number. What he means is, steadily if he has practiced, and then he would have become a master in that. That one is enough to cause trouble to me. It is the same principle of yoga which he is talking about. So if you want to become a yogi, now, you should practice this steadiness. That is why people who keep going to one person to another person, another person to another person, they really will not uplift their consciousness. They will get to know a lot of things, a lot of information will be gathered, but the transformation will not be there. In our Shastras, they say, you just stick to your Guru, whatever he gives you, because a true Guru will understand that your mind needs variety. And within the sadhanas, he himself will give a lot of variety. That itself is more than enough. Even in all these sadhana materials, whether it is, say for Yoga Sankirtan, you have Mahaganapati Dhyana, then you have Nirvana Shatkam, you have Srihari Dhyana, Mahashiva Dhyana, now Om Saravana Bhava Dhyana is also going to come. So soon you will have 5. Now 5 different sadhanas in Yoga Sankirtan. No. The energy is one only. All those things will, they have a converging point. Different ways of knocking at the same room. You will enter that room. That room is one only. The higher energy. Similarly, all the empowerments. You see, different, it will look as if different meditations are being given, but the effect will all be one. That little bit of variety is given to the mind to satisfy the mind, but the master is, a true master will be very focused. He will take you to that one point. So here your activities are varied from morning till night. What is the connecting factor? The moment you start applying this Niyatam principle, then you may be doing a variety of activities, but you can use all those activities to purify yourself continuously. And what do we mean by purification? Kuru. From that I explain, the 4 manifestations of karma. So using by purifying the manifested aspect, we are influencing the unmanifest aspect. So it is not enough if you just merely practice concentration, but steadiness in whatever you're doing will ensure that you will attain success. If a person cannot be steady, cannot be consistent, he cannot achieve anything in life. You take the history of any achiever, that person would have practiced concentration, and that same person would have also been steady in his practice. It's not just one day, it's not just 2 days. I was reading an article, very interesting, when Sachin Tendulkar, who is hailed as a god of cricket because so sublime his strokes are, even on the last day when he was going to retire, I believe he went for net practice. That day he was going to announce his retirement. That was the last match he was playing. But he went for net practice, and for a few hours he practiced and came. Isn't it amazing? Any achiever will have that spirit. So if you want to become an achiever in the world, you can practice this. If you want to become an achiever in spirituality, there also you should practice this. So number 1, concentration. And number two, bringing this element of steadiness, consistency. It is not about doing it 1 day or 2 days. Earlier we used to say, do the sadhana regularly. But then we realized that word regularly can be again misunderstood. A tamasic person can misunderstand it as regularly I am doing it once in 6 months. That is also regular. No, then daily, do it daily. See, we have to modify these words so that there are no chances of misunderstanding. Now, from the worldly sense, this concentration and steadiness can give you success. But from a spiritual sense, merely these two are not enough. And that is why he brought in, we saw that other dimension, which is devotion. The higher aspect of Niyatam Karma is considering every action as an offering to God, to the infinite. Now don't ask me which God. God is only one. The moment we talk of God, it is that supreme power. Some people say, I don't believe in God. I only believe in nature. That is God. See, God is just a name. What we are referring to is what matters, no? So, whatever it is that you're doing, if you are able to do it as an offering to that infinite, then that becomes supreme Niyatam Karma. It's a higher form of Karma Yoga. How can you practice that? That is called bhakti, devotion. And see, some people think that jnana is different, bhakti is different. No, a true jnani has a lot of devotion. How? I'll explain to you. What is jnanam in this from a spiritual sense? Jnanam is becoming knowledgeable or gaining that wisdom of the infinite. When a jnani starts getting attuned to the infinite, he starts seeing the play of the infinite in each and every action of his. Every day when you're waking up, who is deciding that at some point your eyes should close, at some point your eyes should open? So the very waking sleep mechanism itself, who has designed all this? Have you designed it? No. When you're eating the food, up to chewing and gulping, swallowing, it's under your control. But after that, who is deciding the rest of the digestion process? From the stomach it gets digested, the nutrients are absorbed, the waste products are thrown out, the nutrition is circulated throughout the body, each and every cell gets it. So many things are happening. And any food you eat gets converted into glucose. Isn't it amazing? The extra glucose, they join and they become glycogen and they are stored. Who is deciding all this? If you just observe your own body, millions and millions, infinite actions are going on every second at the cellular level. And if you further go at the atomic level, the atoms are constantly vibrating. Who is determining the frequency of those vibrations? It's very, very interesting. So, infinite actions are right now going on. The infinite is expressing itself. So, Niyatam Karma, bringing that devotion, means gaining that knowledge of the infinite, how it is operating right now. And so that whatever other actions you're doing consciously, that also you offer it to the infinite. Because without the backing of the infinite, that activity cannot be done. You may say, sir, I am breathing. Actually, a man went to sage Vishwamitra and asked him, how do you say that there is God? What is the proof? Can you prove? He said, your own breath is your proof. You're inhaling, you're exhaling. Isn't that a proof of God? To which the man asked him, how do you say that is a proof of God? Because I am only inhaling, I am only exhaling. No, it is under my control. To which sage Vishwamitra asked him, is your father alive now? He said, no, my father died 10 years back. You know that last breath which he exhaled, why was he not able to inhale it? Can you tell me? It was under his control only, no? So it is an illusion to think that everything is under our control. Avanindri uru anuvum asayad, which means without that backing of the infinite, not even an atom can vibrate. So the higher niyatam karma means attuning yourself to that infinite. That infinite power which is behind everything, and then allowing the actions to flow. Actually, when you do that, your actions will become very, very powerful. See, this is something which only through practice, when you experience, you will really understand the depth of what is being given. A yogi is one who converts everything which is being done into niyatam karma. How? By simply bowing down to that infinite supreme power. The moment you get attuned thereafter, when you wake up, it is done in the background of divinity. When you're eating, it is done in the background of divinity. Every activity becomes worship, becomes a sacred activity for you. No activity per se is spiritual or worldly. It is how you do it that matters. So in our culture, the masters have divinized everything. Starting from birth, there is some puja ritual. When a person dies, there is a ritual. It's all a process of divinizing everything which is going on. When the baby turns, there is a ritual. When the baby goes for education, there is a ritual. Naming of a baby, there is a ritual. See, if you perform that ritual mechanically, there is no use. The idea of that ritual is to bring that divine touch to the divine touch to each and every aspect of your life. It is not about doing those rituals externally. It is about bringing that divine touch. So when you practice this niyatam karma, the higher aspect, a time would come where you will advance spiritually. You will become a very great yogi. And what happens when you become a yogi? You don't need to do any special action or anything. Just your very breath becomes niyatam karma. Because through the breath, you will start seeing your very life, your very breath itself is a manifestation of the infinite only. Every time you inhale, every time you exhale, it is done in the background of that divinity. That's what sage Vishwamitra was trying to tell that young boy who came and asked him. It is a very advanced stage. When you go to sleep also, you offer it to divinity and you sleep. Then even when you are sleeping, the very thoughts, emotions, when the brain is functioning, that energy will carry through that. When you wake up, again it will be a fresh day. It's like a flower blooming. You will bloom like a flower every day. every minute, every second. When you practice this higher aspect of niyatam karma. So niyatam kuru karmatvam. Do that niyatam karma means in every action, flower, bloom like a flower. When you practice this, action will never tire you. The more you act, the more fresh you will become, because you will get more and more attuned to God Supreme. The opposite of that, when you don't practice niyatam karma, when you're merely doing karma, action will tire you out. Few things you do and then you'll become very tired mentally. So this is a formula for being eternally fresh. Of course, we are not talking of what rest and sleep which the body requires and all that. Assuming you've given enough sleep and all. Otherwise, your mind will never get tired. That is the beauty. So, niyatam kuru karmatvam. So, practice all these dimensions. At least, see, whatever inspires you, you just pick it up. So many things have been given. Just pick up one thing and start practicing. This higher devotion, that is not so easy to practice, as an advanced practice. So you can see where you can practice it. It will all come over a period of time when you sincerely keep applying yourself. All these will start becoming easy. See, anything when you do it for the first time, it will be difficult only. But when you keep on at it, it will start becoming very easy. Okay, so we will stop with that today. In the coming weeks, we'll go to the rest of the portions also. Very interesting, extremely useful messages are there. So we will do it at this pace, because it is not about how much we are covering, it is about how deep we are going and absorbing that energy which matters. Okay, so before we do the Nididhyasana meditation, I'll take up one question. This question has been asked by Narayan V. Hari Om Guruji, pranams. I have the below query. Please clarify, as it's been said that we need to act without ego and attachment. How do we practically measure this, and how do we know at what level we are in currently? This is a very interesting question which Narayanji has asked. One is ego and attachment, act without ego and attachment. So how do we measure that? When I'm acting, am I having ego or not? Am I having attachment or not? Number one. And then how do we measure our spiritual progress itself in general? See, when it comes to qualities like ego, attachment, the more you absorb the principle, you will be able to locate it at the beginning level itself. When the ego manifests, how can we identify it at the thought level itself, the subtle level? For that, you have to be an advanced yogi. Then only you can do that. Then how do we know? Very simple. Ego, attachment, all these create a lot of negative energy within you. So finally, it will end up creating a lot of stress in your mind. So whenever you are getting agitated or stressed, understand that there is a root of ego and attachment somewhere to something. Sometimes the attachment can be subtle attachment also. Directly you may not have an attachment in that situation, but some other attachment can come and that may be causing this problem. So I'm simplifying it for you. There are so many yardsticks for to measure your spiritual development. In some, like for example, in the happiness, infinite happiness empowerment course, Anandoham, about 40-45 aspects of happiness were given, no, to you. So those are all yardsticks. See, even here we are talking of niyatam karma, concentration. If you are able to concentrate well, to that extent you are growing spiritually. If you are able to convert, let us say, out of 100 actions you are performing, 10 actions you are doing it in a devoted way, to that extent you are evolving, you are evolved. So many yardsticks are there, but I'll give you one very simple way of determining this. That is, when something causes agitations or stress in you, we are not talking of the agitation of putting in effort. That is not called agitation. Like when you come out of your comfort zone, when you're trying to come out of tamas, that can cause a bit of uncomfortable feeling. We are not talking of that. Long-term stress, long-term agitations. When something is giving you that, then to that extent you are not evolved spiritually. By measuring the level of stress, you can easily find out where you are. So when if you're doing your sadhana properly, your stress factor will reduce. Earlier, let us say, so many things were throwing you off balance. The pinpricks of life will stop affecting you initially. See, supposing something goes wrong, let us say, when you're eating food, little bit salt is not there. Now that can upset you so much. Now, okay, salt is less, is it? I'll take a little bit of salt and put it, I'll have. You will do it in a calm way. So, first thing that will happen is the small pinpricks of life. Your partner is behaving in a particular way. That can throw you off balance. It may be a small thing, but that can completely upset you, where you shout and all that. Now, all those pinpricks of life will no longer start bothering you. It means you're advancing. Because it is the ego in you which reacts negatively. It is the attachment in you which causes all the stress. So when this reduces, the affectations will reduce. Then the next grade of challenges will stop affecting you. In spite of all that, you will still be able to be happy and cheerful, peaceful. Like this, grade by grade, the different grades of challenges will lose their power against you. Today, they will be controlling you. When you are at the mercy of ego, attachment and all the negative things, these challenges will control your happiness. So that is a simple way of finding out whether you are growing or not. Anybody who is attending these Sunday sessions, who is doing the sadhana on a daily basis, is bound to become more peaceful, more happy. Don't keep your reference point as enlightenment. Then anything even if you grow by 10%, you will still feel that you have not grown. See, when you want to measure how much you have grown, you have to see what you were 1 year before and how are you now. Has your awareness increased? Has your stress factor reduced? If the moment you find that, you will know that yes, I am evolving, I am doing the sadhana in the right way. So this is a very practical and simple yardstick which has been given to you. You can use that to check here and there. Don't check every moment or every day. Once in a while, it's just good to see whether you're on the right track. Otherwise, if you're doing your daily sadhana, if you're attending these Sunday sessions, you're attending the empowerment programs, that's more than enough. Even if you make a mistake, the Guru Shakti will keep giving you those specific messages, and that will help in purifying your inner personality. Okay, so now we'll do the Nididhyasana meditation. Sit in a comfortable position. Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. With every breath, I'm becoming more and more relaxed. Feel the divine vibrations. With every breath, I'm going deeper and deeper into myself. Beyond my physical body, beyond my emotions and thoughts, lies my essential self. My self is divine and infinite. I choose to do the sacred sadhana of Niyatam Karma. I am Swayam Prakashit, self-illuminating. Offer your gratitude to God Supreme. Offer your gratitude to your Guru and all the holy masters. Slowly come back. Wriggle your fingers, your toes. Rub your palms together to create a warmth. Cup your eyes with your palms. Gently rub your eyes, cheeks, forehead, top of the head, back of the head and neck. Slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. So today we had a very powerful and inspiring session. All these principles are so inspiring. The entire ancient wisdom is extremely inspiring. When you get soaked in this wisdom, you will be constantly inspired. And that inspiration will become infectious. When others come to you, they will also get inspired by you. You will gain so much of Shakti, power. So reflect on these principles. Don't become result oriented. That also we'll be seeing later on. One aspect of Karma Yoga is not to be result oriented. Means not to start worrying about your fruits. So it can happen even in spiritual sadhana also. Oh, I'm so imperfect. Oh, my actions are not niyatam karma. You should not get worked up about it. In a very calm way, in a happy way, start applying this in your life and see how wonderful your life starts becoming. Okay? So thank you very much. I'll see you in the next session. Hari Om.